The rain fell in sheets across the landing platform of Station Helios, a brutal downpour that turned the metal grating into a treacherous maze of puddles and streams. Most species had retreated indoors hours ago, but Cora remained outside, her violet skin glistening under the artificial lights as water cascaded over her trembling form. Adam noticed her on his way back from the cargo bay. At first he thought she was simply caught in the storm, but as he drew closer, he realized she was deliberately standing in the heaviest part of the rainfall, scrubbing at her arms with desperate mechanical movements. Her clothes were soaked through and the recycled water of the station's weather system pooled around her feet. "Hey," he called out, raising his voice over the drumming rain. "Are you okay?" Cora startled, her large amber eyes widening as she turned toward him. She was Vexian, Adam realized, one of the refugee species that had arrived on the station 3 months ago after their homeworld had been scorched by the Dominion fleet. Her face held that particular gauntness that came from rationed meals and sleepless nights. "I'm fine, human," she said quickly, her translator device crackling slightly from water damage. "Please continue your journey." But Adam didn't move. He watched as she turned back to the rain, cupping her hands to gather water, trying to wash her face. The gesture was so profoundly sad that it made his chest ache. "The water here isn't clean," he said, stepping closer despite the rain now soaking his jacket. "It's recycled runoff from the cooling systems." "You shouldn't—" "I know," Cora interrupted, her voice barely audible. "But it is all I have access to." Adam felt something twist inside him. "What do you mean?" "The refugee quarters have sonic showers, don't they?" Cora's shoulders sagged. 3 showers for 200 people. The wait is 4 hours minimum, and they limit usage to 2 minutes per person per week. "I have not—" She paused, shame coloring her words. "I have not had my turn in 9 days. 9 days. Adam tried to imagine going 9 days without a proper shower and felt his jaw tighten. He knew the station was overcrowded, knew resources were stretched thin, but somehow the reality of it hadn't fully registered until this moment. "You can shower at my place," he said. Cora turned to face him fully, water streaming down her face. "What?" "My quarters. I have a water shower. Old-fashioned, but it works. You can use it. Take as long as you need." Suspicion flickered across her features. "Why would you offer this?" It was a fair question. In the 3 months since the Vexian refugees had arrived, Adam had watched the casual prejudice grow among the station's permanent residents. Resentment over shared resources, complaints about the crowding, whispered conversations about those people taking up space that wasn't theirs. "Because it's the right thing to do," Adam said simply. "And because nobody should have to wash themselves in recycled coolant runoff." Cora stared at him for a long moment, searching his face for deception or ulterior motive. Whatever she found there must have satisfied her, because she nodded slowly. "I accept your offer." "Thank you." Adam's quarters were small, a single room with a sleeping platform, a food synthesizer, and a tiny bathroom, but compared to the refugee dormitories, it might as well have been a palace. He saw Cora's eyes widen as she took in the private space, the personal belongings, the luxury of solitude. "Bathroom's through there," he said, pointing. "Take your time. I'll replicate some clean clothes for you. Standard station issue. If that's okay." "That is more than okay," Cora whispered. She disappeared into the bathroom, and a moment later, Adam heard the water start. He set about programming the replicator for clothes in Vexian sizes, then settled into his chair with a datapad, deliberately focusing on inventory reports to give her privacy. 40 minutes later, Cora emerged. Her violet skin had regained some of its natural luster, and her hair, a deep indigo that Adam hadn't been able to see properly under the grime, hung in damp waves around her shoulders. She wore the simple gray tunic and pants he'd replicated, and she looked transformed. More than that, she looked human. Not human in species, but in dignity, in the basic comfort of being clean. "I cannot express what this means to me," she said, and Adam could hear the emotion in her voice. "To feel like myself again. To feel like a person." "You are a person," Adam said firmly. "You always were." Cora's eyes glistened, though whether from tears or leftover water he couldn't tell. "Not everyone on this station would agree with you. Then not everyone on this station is worth listening to." A small smile touched Cora's lips, the first he'd seen from her. "You are strange for a human. The stories we heard about your kind, They spoke of violence and aggression, of territorial instincts and tribal thinking. We have that, Adam admitted. We've got all the ugly parts. But we've also got this weird thing where we can't stand to see someone suffering if we have the power to help them. It's gotten us into trouble more than once. Trouble? We picked a fight with the Dominion because they were genociding species we'd barely even met. Not the smartest tactical decision, but we couldn't just not do something, he shrugged. It's a human thing. We see someone being kicked while they're down and something in us just snaps. Cora moved closer, studying him with those large amber eyes. The other refugees speak of humans with fear and hope in equal measure. They say your kind wages war like demons but shows mercy like saints, that you are unpredictable, dangerous, kind. Sounds about right, Adam said with a slight smile. May I? Cora hesitated.
May I come back?
Tomorrow, perhaps? I could bring others who also struggle with the shower cues. Adam didn't even have to think about it. Yeah, bring whoever needs help. I'll set up a schedule or something, and I'll talk to some of the other humans in my block. I bet most of them would be willing to help out too once they know what's going on. You would do this? For strangers? You're not strangers anymore, Adam said. You're neighbors. And humans take care of their neighbors. Later, after Cora had left with a promise to return the next day, Adam stood on his small balcony and looked out at the rain still falling on the landing platform. Somewhere out there, the war with the Dominion continued. Somewhere out there, entire species were fighting for their right to exist, but here, on this small station in this tiny moment, one human had offered a shower to one alien. And maybe, just maybe, that was its own kind of resistance. A refusal to let the cruelty of the universe make them cruel in turn. It wasn't much, but it was something. And for humans, something was always better than nothing. The end.